Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about LibertyCon. If after watching this video it was helpful for you in any way, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also click on notify so that YouTube will make you aware anytime I publish similar content in the future. Thank you again and enjoy the show. Hello everyone, it's June 20th, 2022, the day after LibertyCon, and I'm still at the Chattanooga Convention Center. There's a few things I want to cover about the con, and I'm just going to go through them real quick. The first is that LibertyCon has more of a family-like feel. By limiting the number of participants to 750 each year, there's much more of a personalized family-type environment where you can be more yourself, you can relax. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. It was a very comfortable environment, and I really enjoyed the time that I had here. There's also a lot of interesting people floating around, so lots of military veterans, lots of expertise, particularly if you're interested in military science fiction. Also, lots of scientists from the nation's national labs, so you get to really see how that network works, what sorts of projects they're working on. So, in addition to being a very family-centered convention, it's also very interesting. There's a lot of highly educated and very interesting people, so it was lots of really interesting discussions. And then there's a lot of random factoids and mysterious things that I actually learned in Chattanooga that I would have never expected to learn here. So as an example, there's something called the Bode's Void, which is a rapidly expanding void in the universe that radius of 165 million light years that is expanding at a rapid clip, at least on an astronomical scale. And thanks Les Johnson for teaching me that. I also learned from Scott Huggins about the Meyerling incident, which is this brutal murder-suicide sort of thing from Archduke Franz Ferdinand's son and his either mistress or wife. You can look it up, but it is pretty gruesome and grim, and I had no idea about this incident. No one still to this day knows who did it, why it happened. Obviously, lots of potential folks and suspects and things like that, but to this day it's a mystery that has not been solved. Also, I was happy to learn that my friend Carrie English has been tapped by Tor Books to finish the Runelord series by the late David Farland. So I'm really happy for her. I think she's going to do a phenomenal job. And given how hard she's worked over the past decade at writing, I can see no better person to take up David's mantle. So I'm really happy for her. And then lastly, for all you Skinwalker Ranch fans out there, I have a few interesting tidbits that have not been on the show. So the first, and part of it is just because it's not something that they would typically feature on the show because it's more about the production, but it still has the same creepy and eerie feel that the actual show does. So the first factoid that came out here is that what you're seeing on the show is only about 10% of the weirdness that goes on there. It's much, much weirder than what they're actually showing you during each of the episodes. So that's factoid number one. Factoid number two is that the production is or has been having a lot of difficulty retaining camera people. Not because there's some tyrant running the production or anything that's normally why somebody would kind of quit, but it's related to all the strange happenings. Camera people apparently can't handle it because it's really weird and really bizarre and really scary. So a lot of them have been quitting in very short tenures. So just to add some weirdness to that show, I thought I'd share that with the audience. Then the last thing I wanted to share is that I got to see a lot of friends and acquaintances, most of whom are writers. I got to see TC, got to make fun of him, he got to make fun of me. We had a lot of fun making fun of each other. I also got to see Dave Butler in person. I think I've seen him in person before, but we got a lot more time to spend together and talk, and he's a tremendous human being, and I really enjoyed spending time with him. Also got to see Larry Correa, Tony Weisskopf, the editor at Baen Books, and got to see Mike Z. Williamson, got to see editor David Boop, and many, many others, like Martin Shoemaker, Carrie English, who I already mentioned. So I got to see a lot of good people here, and we had lots of positive and inspiring discussions about writing, about what we're working on, and it was a really positive, really affirming experience, and I highly recommend that if you can get in to LibertyCon next year, that you do so. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.